I'm just gonna jump straight into it. God damn it, they have another one. Those absolute madmen over at the Ace Network have a second episode of From Me to You, which I just finished watching. There honestly hasn't been a sequel that's looked down upon since the Second World War. I'd even go as far as saying that this one might result in more destruction. Luckily, this episode is half as long as the first one, cutting it down to only 10 minutes. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it half easier. The episode wastes no time and immediately begins to skull fuck you with cringe. Yes, the second episode isn't holding back this time and is going full throttle into your frontal cortex. The gang is back, but this time they're doing a reenactment of the Revolutionary War, which I've been told was a stolen scene from the Disney Channel show Girl Meets World. So not only is it cringe, but it's hand-me-down cringe. It's a cringe passed down through generations just to fuck you. And believe me, it does exactly that. Beckham somehow found a way to get himself detention again with the aid of his douchiness. This whole opening bit lasted about 2 minutes and 50 seconds and contributed absolutely nothing to the plot. That entire opening could have been cut out, no one would have complained. But then again, the entire episode could have been cut, nobody would have complained either. We then see Daisy and Sam talking in the hallways. Daisy is telling Sam that she now has a boyfriend. At first this threw me off, but then it was made clear that this episode takes place a little while after the first one. But going back to the boyfriend part, that means Locke went through all that trouble of shattering the poor girl's window, which I'm sure he did not pay for just to get rejected in the end. You saw what he did when he couldn't fuck her on the first day. Only God knows what he'll do when he finds out that a girl doesn't like him back. Then lo and behold, we are introduced to Daisy's boyfriend, Garrett. And I just have to give credit where it's due. I must come clean and just admit it, this part actually made me chuckle. If you now want to unsubscribe from my channel, then I completely understand. I've officially fallen into the plague of From Me to You. For context on why I laughed, it's because Garrett is a jock stereotype asshole whose sole purpose is to say obnoxious shit. But I have to also admit this is one of the only times that the creators were self-aware of what they were making and decided to have some fun. After this scene, it's back to the downward hill of shame. Locke and his brother try to have a little heart-to-heart, but unfortunately they have the same chemistry as my asshole does with my shits. The marathon continues when Beckham and Sam try talking about the Daisy situation, and their chemistry isn't any better. Watching these two try to hold a conversation was sadder than Trisha Paytas becoming a mother. The episode finally puts us out of our misery, although much of us are long dead by now, with Garrett and Daisy arguing. Garrett, playing into the jock meathead stereotype, quickly becomes aggressive, grabbing Daisy's arm, which was a perfect setup for Mr. Prince Charming himself, Locke, to come sweeping in. And boy does he. If there's one guy you don't want to abuse your girlfriend around, it's Locke. He'll immediately ask what your problem is, then shame your girlfriend. For those of you confused, Locke confronts Garrett for being aggressive, but then instantly turns to Daisy to ridicule her for having an abusive boyfriend. You heard right, Locke turns to Daisy and literally says, "Really, Daisy, this piece of shit." It's as if Locke thought Daisy started dating Garrett because he's such an abuser. What makes the scene worse is when you realize how many people are stuck in abusive relationships or don't even know they're in one. But that doesn't matter to Locke. No, instead he tries making Daisy feel bad for not choosing to have sex with him all those nights ago on the Ferris wheel. No, but of course this doesn't pass through the minds of the creators. They accidentally portrayed teenagers accurately by revealing how twisted their true intentions really are. The episode then ends on a dramatic monologue. The characters are seen doing random shit and they have the nerve to show Locke looking in the distance like he got cheated out of something. No, Locke, you weren't cheated. The girl you liked didn't like you back. She was never obligated to, but she did enter an abusive relationship, which you took the opportunity to shame her for. And on that note, the episode finally ends. Another empty plot with random shit just happening. I honestly don't have an outro for this video, so we can just leave it at that. See ya.